I started walking door to door for a local peace organization, and I got involved in Get Out the Vote efforts for an environmentalist running for supervisor, running for re-election. And that year, in 1992, we lost the Board of Supervisors majority, the environmentalist majority, by 8 votes in the seat that was centered on IV. And I realized if I had been involved earlier, or if I worked an hour more, or if anybody else had worked an hour more, history would have been totally different. The most imperative thing that the state legislature needs to do is to protect public education, and I mean both higher ed and K through 12. And I think it's not just for the benefit of the students involved. I think that's part of it, and the social equity that comes from that is part of it, but it's also just good for business and good for the economy. The one thing that we have that's different than any other place in the world, California, is we produce more skilled, educated employees out of our universities. So literally, our students are our greatest natural resource as a state. I will not vote for a budget that cuts public education more. And I think that's the strongest commitment that any candidate has made to stand with the students, the faculty, and the community here at UCSB. My second biggest issue is green jobs. We need to change some of the rules. It's one of the only ways that the state could produce new jobs without spending more money, which we don't have, is by expanding the amount, by changing some of the rules, such as right now, if you produce more energy than you consume from a solar array, the amount you get back from it is much lower than market price. If the rules of the PUC were changed to be higher, then we would have a dramatic incentive to build larger solar arrays. I've spoken out against Proposition 23 publicly. I just led a rally that was done by CalPERG and EAB out of the Valero station in Goleta. Because here's the reason. I believe that if implemented correctly, AB 32 can be good for jobs. Proposition 23 would stop that from happening. Alternative energy, cleaner air, energy independence. I think these are things that we should be doing anyway, and I'm glad that this state has taken a leadership role, and the state should continue to take a leadership role in protecting the environment. So I vehemently urge people to vote no on Prop 23. Suffice to say that there's enough small changes in rules that could be accomplished that could help expand the use of alternative energy throughout the state. And some of the counties where this has been successful, just sort of in a microcosm, have produced hundreds of new jobs, like 900 jobs in Sonoma County when they got an AB 811 program going there. That's the kind of thing I'd like to see here in Inventor. I think that both my environmental work and my work for education really comes back to the way I grew up here